All right. First off, everyone, I don't know how long this is going to work. Apparently, I don't have much space on my computer. I mean, not my computer, but my phone, and so therefore, I don't have that much space on it anymore. And I know the house has some issues, but that's temporary. That's extremely temporary, more than anybody can ever imagine. But wasn't planning on doing this, but I was reading things from Dennis and Suzanne, and they are very concerned, and they should be. But I don't think America really knows what's going on, in the sense that there are going to be people like me who are going to take a stand at all costs. We're going to keep it legal, peaceful and ethical, but most of all, we're going to do a financial revolution. Now, let me explain what that is. I'm not going to take all night. I'm going to simply tell you this. What we need to do as Americans is going to be sort of like back in the Revolution and during World War I to some extent, but mainly World War II. Hopefully I didn't lose that. We came together. I wasn't around in this lifetime, at least. But we came together as a nation. We had rubber drives and U.S. bonds, you name it. Well, this is no longer a Democrat or Republican issue. And for the Republicans who are loving this, or libertarians, or anybody, you might be really overjoyed right now. But the truth is, you don't even realize, some of you, what's really going on in your life, what's gone on in our lives since the beginning of this nation, under every administration. See, what I'm actually planning and working to get going will change this nation to make it better than it ever has been. There has not been one Democrat, one Republican. Back in the day, I think they had the Whig Party. I don't care what party. None of them actually have lived up to the principles of this nation. But now, I know you might be wondering, how can we possibly do something that's never been done? That's where the battle plan comes in. And I'm sorry, I'm not used to having to hold this, and the room's not where I want it to be. You know what I mean? So let me put a kind of battle plan kind of in perspective. What we do is we continue to protest, but instead of doing it on Saturdays or Sundays, we come out of our jobs. Yeah, we suffer. Or we take off a day of work. Yep, losing the needed pay that we need. And what we do is we protest and we walk on Washington through the streets during working business days hours, and New York City, and of course Wall Street. We do that in Los Angeles. We do that in Toledo. We do it in Pittsburgh, PA. We do it in Philadelphia. We do it in Boston, Massachusetts. Every city in America. We don't have to do it all at once, although that would be absolutely catastrophic to our economy. Now, you might think to yourself, aren't we going to hurt ourselves? Aren't we going to hurt a lot of people? A lot of innocent people? Yes, we are. But in this case, we should be glad to do it. I know what it sounds like. It sounds like almost a suicidal or some kind of a psychotic plan. But actually, it's one of the most brilliant ideas that anybody could come up with. And I hope people will work with me on this, and I'll explain why. If we are this hardcore committed, and I believe we will be, a lot of people won't be right now. But when women start losing their rights, like way back in the 1900s, when people that are not white pretty much are subjugated, And when even worse things that I predict are going to happen, but we're not going to go there, then even the most conservative Republican will be on my team. But here's what I want you to listen to. We will suffer greatly, but for a good cause and for a very limited amount of time. I'll prove it to you. I'll make you believe it because I'll have you hear this and understand exactly why it will mean that it will work. Imagine 1 million people marching on Wall Street during business hours, or marching 200,000, whatever it is, Wall Street, closing it down. Same thing in D.C. during business hours, during the weekdays. Pittsburgh, New York, Seattle. And doing this, in addition to, this is the important part, in addition to the protest on and offline, the protests, the petitions, calling up D.C., all that. Now, remember, we're going to stay legal, we're going to stay peaceful, and we're going to be ethical. But imagine if we not only blockade the streets and then protest, we leave our work, so there's a lot of shortages in corporate America. Now imagine this. The poorest amongst us saves $1, reduces by $1, reduces by $10, whatever it may be. Sure, it's going to hurt. Maybe you won't have dinner for the dinner that you want for a day or two. Let me tell you what you're going to get in return. You're going to get a brand new America. I know it sounds like impossible, right? I want you to think about this. What do you think Donald Trump and the Republicans and Democrats also in Congress would do if Wall Street was essentially shut down for a week? If D.C. was shut down for a week, how many billions of dollars would be lost? Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Koch brothers or the liberal-leaning, wealthy billionaires would not be calling that man? It would be a national emergency. Trump would relent instantaneously. So would every Republican. They would have no choice because let me tell you the great lie. The great lie is that they had the power. But the reality is that Suzanne has the power. Dennis has the power. I have the power. And I want you to take a good look at my house. Look how broke I am. Look at that. Look at it. I need repairs. My house needs cleaned up and it needs repaired. So I'm amongst one of the poorest Americans around. And I'm smiling. Because I'm also exactly what Trump would fear the most. Yeah. Not the billionaires. He fears you, Suzanne. You, Dennis. Because you see, without us, there's no economy. Without Dennis going to get healthy food or buying bubble gum, America doesn't exist financially. So we actually have more power. And actually, because we are Americans, we actually have more power than any other human being, or nation on earth. That's a fact. So much so, do you realize they don't call us Americans? They don't even call us citizens. They call us consumers. They don't care about our lives. That's why they can put in Jeff Sessions, Betsy DeVos, and all these other, let's just say, ethically challenged people. Because they don't see us as human. They didn't see women as human and blacks as human for a couple hundred years. And other minorities. To them, you are not human. You're not alive. You mean nothing to them. You are a paycheck, and you are nothing else. But that's a great thing. See, they are evil. They are what I would call almost satanic. If you're an atheist, so what? We'll call it the negative energy of the universe for those who don't believe in a higher power, okay? But see, here's where we got them right where we want them, guys. Dennis doesn't have to be poor all his life. Suzanne, you and your grandchildren and your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren don't have to worry. Because when we take our power legally, ethically, peacefully, most of all financially, there's not a government on earth that can defy us. You see, here's the thing. I realize I'm long-winded. Nobody's listening to me because of my background, I'm broke, blah, 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 whatever. But let me ask you, Suzanne. Let me ask you, Dennis. Let me ask you, Jamaica. What happens when you out there reduce your spending by $150 or more dollars? Now, this is the key. You cannot put that money in any financial institution. You cannot put that in your retirement account. No, you need to literally hide that money in your house or wherever you are, or get a safe, because putting that money in an institution, a retirement account, buying gold or whatever it is, lets them utilize that money. So it's not taken out of the system. We want it out of the system and off the grid. Yes, for lack of a better term, you got to hoard your money. And I don't want you to do this for a week. I want you to be willing to do this for the rest of your life. Now, you might say to yourself, well, wait a minute. What am I going to do with all this extra money? You're going to have to be disciplined. Don't you touch that money. Consider that you're saving it for the economic tough times that may come temporarily. And in the final analysis, you, sir, you, ma'am, are going to be wealthier. Now look, this battle plan, actually, in all honesty, it's going to be a revolution globally. Because what's going to happen is when we do this, and we will, somebody out there, whether it's Suzanne, Dennis, or somebody, one of you are going to start doing this. You're going to like that extra money. But then there's going to be the other parts of the battle plan. The parts where you're going to leave your jobs. Yes, you're going to leave your jobs. And you're going to change your life. Now, that's not this video. But I have a plan for you. Who am I? I'm the guy that's going to help us change this nation. And we will actually be the richer, the healthier, and happier for it. Oh, and if you're wondering, well, this guy sounds like he's campaigning for office himself. You know, I am in a way. I want to be the humanitarian and the person that when you wake up in the morning and you have saved that extra money by reducing, in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, your life is better. I want to be that guy that you tell everybody online about. And you say, you know what? He didn't ask for anything from me. He did things that made me wealthier. Yeah. Look, I know what it's like to be extremely poor. I know. And yes, I am embarrassed, quite honestly, that my house looks like this. And that it's in bad shape. But I'll share this with you. The man you're looking at It's going to come off very arrogant, and I'm no Donald Trump. I promise you that. It will come off arrogant what I'm about to say. But the man that you are watching right now, if you are, this man you're looking at is a future multimillionaire. That's right. That's a fact. Yeah. But more important than that, that's not what I want to tell you. See, I have another plan. And it's not BS. This plan's going to include you working as hard as you have to, learning skills you don't know right now. I promise you don't know some of them. But if you will do these things, this plan will include a much wealthier you. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's going to take rethinking things and, frankly, scaring yourself bathroomless sometimes. But I know you. I know what you're made of. I know you're probably thinking it's impossible for me to know, but it's not. I know the Dennises, the Suzannes, the Sarahs, the Donnas, the Jeffs. I know what America is truly capable of and what we as a human race around the globe can do. You see, I believe in you out there. And yes, I do believe in a higher power, and I won't apologize for believing in the Lord Jesus Christ. I also love atheists. And I know that a lot of people are going to get mad, but in a larger sense, I even care about Trump. I'd like to legally, peacefully, ethically, and financially defeat him for his evil actions. And make no mistake, they are evil. But in a larger sense, I cannot hate anybody. For if we hate one, we hate all. If we hate him, then we actually hate ourselves. I know that's kind of existential, metaphysical, but it's true. You see, if I start hating Donald Trump, and I hate a lot of these things the man does. You know, I don't even call him the P word. I can't. It's impossible. That's one thing I cannot do, for the most part. Because of how many reasons that we can say he's not legitimate. And there are many. But I cannot hate him. There's even a part of me, a little part, I have love for him. Yeah. I hate his evil. That I can hate. But I can't hate him. His actions, yes. His raping of women mentally and, let's just say, possibly otherwise. I hate all that. But I cannot, will not hate him. But I have a name for him. In fact, if you want, you can share it. As long as you give me credit. Please give me credit. He has a name that I've assigned to him. Are you ready? Dictator Demon. Dictator Demon. See, because I believe, whether you believe in there's a devil or a God or whatever, he's evil. His actions are. He may not be, but his actions are. So for me, it's a simple answer. What is he? He's acting like an evil person. His name is Dictator Demon. No longer call him Trump. Don't call him Chump. Don't call him blah, 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 blah. Call him Dictator Demon. If anybody asks where you got it, tell them Albert Torcaso gave it to you. Look, I'm getting ready to stop this. But I'm looking right at you. I want you to know we are not going backward. I know that the Republicans control everything and that they're getting really over drunk and insane with power. And it may seem like we are powerless. We're not powerless. They have made that mistake. All we need to do is this battle plan. I guarantee you, we do this as a whole, those historic marches for women and the secondary one in the future, they won't even get on the front page as breaking news. Because if we do this $50 less in spending, only 1 million Americans. And I promise you, Trump and everybody there will start getting nervous. The way to defeat them and any of our greatest enemies is ethically, legally, peacefully, and financially. And guess what? We will not use profanity. We will not use violence. We will simply take away their God. For if money be their God, we shall take away their money. Another one I want you to coin if you want. Please give me credit for that. If money be their God, we shall take away their money. I'm not going to be poor any longer. Financially, health-wise, education or anything. And you must not allow it either. Now, for those of you who don't have the vision, you will see this house of filth and repairs that it needs. For the record, you might wonder, why haven't I cleaned up my house? For those of you who don't know, I have a very serious medical issue, heart-wise. So that's why it's the way it is. I can't physically do it, really. And it's not so much the heart, but I also got injured on the back and yada, yada, yada. But I can assure you, as God is my witness, as the universe is my witness, as the fact that there are such things as scientists is my witness, you're looking at a multimillionaire. You just didn't know it. But more importantly, if you will trust me, start going to my YouTube page, liking my YouTube videos. If you will go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, if you will go to the links and join my businesses, I promise you, if you will listen to what we do and what we ask of you, and you will come up with your own ways of getting people to the program and share the information, I promise you, if you will do these things, there's no doubt your life will change for the better. And I'm going to leave you with one other thing. I was asked by Dennis, I hope he doesn't mind, I'm going to see if I can find his actual full name. I want to give him credit. And I hope Suzanne doesn't get upset, but as far as I'm concerned, you're very important people out here. Dennis and Suzanne. Now, Suzanne's, I'll just say Suzanne S. and Dennis, I'll use your last name letter. Just in case, when you give me permission, I'm not going to out you like that. So, because I don't want you to be getting flack if some, let's just say, not nice person comes on here. So I'm not going to do that to you. I know what security and all that stuff is. Believe me, I value it. So let me just say that Suzanne S. and let me see, where's Dennis? And Dennis P. I want to encourage you to do what I ask. I want you to also know that the business that I'm in right now, I'm promoting the most, and frankly know what it's going to do, because there's things I can't tell you, proprietary and all that stuff. But the business I want you involved in is our gaming club. For business people who are not gamers, you need to be in this club. For people over the age of 50, you need to be in there, and you need to be playing video games. Yeah, you. Because it increases brain matter, which is called gray matter, and neuroplasticity. And it may prevent, and in some cases reverse, Alzheimer's and dementia. As little as 30 minutes a day. Oh, and this is third-party information. As a matter of fact, check out your search engines. How video games help with neuroplasticity. It helps the memory, the motor skills, and the strategic thinking. So seniors, you need to be playing video games. And why not be in this club where you have the potential to have fun, and let's just say be very, very happy. Now, I'm not going to give you the link. This is not the appropriate time. But I will say to like my videos, go to my YouTube page, get on the bandwagon. And one other thing I want to offer before I get ready to go to sleep. David Bach is a financial author and writes a lot of books. He has books called The Automatic Millionaire, Start Late and Finish Rich, Smart Couples Finish Rich, I think one for women, a whole bunch of other ones. And he says home-based businesses is where the bulk of the millionaires and billionaires, well, he doesn't say billionaires, but the money's going to be made and earned. Look, I know what you think sometimes. I get it. And frankly, if I was looking at somebody and the settings I have and the bad lighting and all that, I might be tempted too. And not believe. All that I can say is I can't convince you, but I can assure you we need to get this battle plan going. And there's a component in there to help you with your finances. You're going to have to work. We're not going to hand you anything. But you have made amazing accomplishments in your life. Just surviving is an accomplishment. Now, I have no problem at all believing that you can do this. I have no problem at all that you can do this. Are you kidding me? The young lady, Suzanne S., raised a family. She's a grandparent. It's not an easy task. Dennis, you're still alive. You're surviving. Man, don't you know how important you are to me? You better believe I'm long-winded. But on some videos, I've done 9 seconds. Yeah, me. Look, I love everybody out there. On a very existential, metaphysical, and spiritual plane. I love you. And let me have a little warning to those in Congress or corporate America or anywhere. You will not destroy our nation. You will not destroy my family. And the children that are not even born yet, you will not ruin our futures, this planet, this environment, education, and everything that you're trying to do now. You will not get away with it. I'm one man, yes. I'm one very unwealthy man at this very moment in time, but that's changing. But you know what I'm not? I'm not backing down. Arrogant? I have a gang of 300 million Americans that can ethically, legally, peacefully, and financially put you in your place. They just didn't wake up to it yet. Members of Congress, heed my words. Keep messing with America. We will financially, ethically, peacefully basically put you out of business. So go ahead. Like Clint Eastwood said, go ahead. Make my day. Only we're going to do it legally, peacefully, ethically. And Mr. Trump will do it financially. That billions of dollars you have, we'll find a way for you to go B-R-O-K-E, 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 B-R-O-K-E. Broke, Mr. Trump, if you have God as your money, or if money be your God. Let me get an amen up in here. If money be your God, Mr. Trump, and the Republicans and Miss Divas, if money be your God, we will take away your money. I say again, if money be your God, we will take away your money. If money be your God, we will take away your money. Don't you ever forget that. We will do it legally. We will do it ethically. We will do it peacefully. But we will take away your money. And if being a liberal means caring about every American, even those who hate me, then I'm proud to be a liberal. If being a liberal means I care about every American, and if they have access to food and water, health care, and education, if that's what it means to be a liberal, I'm proud to be a liberal. If standing up for injustice means that I'm a liberal, or whatever else you want to call me, then I'm proud to be a liberal. And if you think that I can't be very, very quiet and win court cases legally, you would be wrong. But I am proud, very, very proud, to be a liberal. Mr. Trump and the Republicans in Congress, understand this. The battle plan is out there, and it's going to gain ground. The battle plan is a legal one, a peaceful one, a financial one, and an ethical one. And the worst thing is, to the Republican Party, let me give you a heads up, and Democrats too, that has done wrong. Those of you who have. Understand you cannot stop this, Mr. Trump, members of Congress. You may stop protest. You may stop petitions. You may stop days of absence. But you can't stop people from reducing their spending. And let me see how you feel, Mr. Trump and members of Congress. How will you feel when 100 Americans, 1,000 Americans, 1,000,000 Americans, 10 million Americans or more are reducing their income every week by $50 or more dollars? And that money starts going out of the economy. And then we do petitions during the week. We do protests during the week and days of absence. How will you handle that, members of Congress? and Mr. Trump. Indeed, you will not be able to handle it. Oh, you may be able to stop a lot of the actions. But you see, we own you. You don't own us. We own you legally, peacefully, ethically. But we own you financially. If Americans don't spend their money, you won't have the money that you worship. And if money be your God, we will, legally, ethically, and peacefully, most of all financially, we will and we are going to take away your money. So as you think you are winning this battle and you have outnumbered the Democrats, know this and know it well. We have outnumbered you. Because we are going to finally wake up your constituents, your voters, your people. You speak about making America great, and yet you are doing everything to destroy it. But that's okay, Republican Party. That's okay, Donald Trump. Because we're going to start spending a whole lot less money. And if money be your God, well, we will take away your money. We will not go into the Wendy's. We will not go into the Burger King. We will not go into the Walmart. We will not go into the Nordstroms. We will not go into the Macy's. We will not go into Trump hotels. We will not go into anything. We will reduce our spending. And when it gets to be a viral video, what will you do then when millions of people have this battle plan? Or what happens if I happen to reveal to the American people that they need to call the Democratic senators in D.C. with the battle plan? All they need to do is call the Congressional Switchboard at 1-202-224-3121 and ask to speak to their senators. What's going to happen when they call their Republican senators, Republican congressmen and women? All they got to do, 1-202-224-3121. Oh, and when the economy starts going downhill, members of Congress, Mr. Trump, when this takes heed and people are doing $50 less on a massive scale, not 1 million, but maybe 50 million, or maybe even 100 million of us, or who knows, maybe all 314 million. $50 less per week? Tell me, Mr. Trump, do you know your math? What would $50 a week less per 300 million Americans be per week? That's 300 million Americans taking out $50 less per week. Do you think, Mr. Trump and Republicans in Congress, do you think maybe the donors who earned their money from us, you think maybe, just maybe, they'd be upset with you? Well, Mr. Trump and members of Congress, it's going to happen. Legally. Peacefully.